so bright tonight. Ooh, lost, but it feels just right. Ooh, eyes wide open, hearts in flight.
Woo. Man, that sun is out. What it is your boy. I don't know if y'all can see me, but man, we just getting started today. Jumping in old Hoss. Get ready to roll up the Georgie. And this is my regular pickup. About to do this quick little pre-trip. So today, guys, this is really going to be geared to my new drivers. And I'm going to start putting out a lot of stuff for new drivers, just new drivers in general, because, you know, I was talking to, woo, that hood heavy. I need to get them hood shocks looked at. I was talking to someone yesterday, it hadn't been yesterday, maybe the day before, about a lot of stuff that new drivers face. And she was telling me that she's a part of a female driver group, and she was reading, was looking at one of the posts that one of the young had posted in the group, and she was talking about how she's ready to quit and give it up. She just got out of school. Like, she's a very, very new driver. And basically, she was saying when she go to places that people will be brushing her and blowing a horn at her, and drivers be getting mad at her and all this and that. And she's like, this is really not for me. And she's like, this is really not for me, and I'm going to just give it up. And she's talking about, she's got, small kids at home and whatever. And I say that to say, I had told her that a lot of that is, personal. By that is, she feels like that because she's pretty much expecting herself to be, she's comparing herself to everybody else outside of her, maybe consciously, maybe unconsciously, right? And when you do that, she's basically expecting herself to pretty much be like everybody else out there. And if you're a new driver, you totally can't expect, hang on one second, guys. I wanted to clean that lens off. You totally cannot expect to be driving like everybody else out there that are been driving a while. So I always say that you're not even being realistic to yourself. You're not being fair to yourself as a new driver. Let people wait. They can't do anything until you get out the way. And you don't want to be in a situation where you can't focus because you're so nervous and you're rushing to trying to, get out of the way, that you cause yourself an accident. Because I'm gonna tell you, as a new driver, you cause an accident or have your first, it could be a minor or not. It doesn't matter if it's major or minor. There goes, the beginning of your career. You know what I'm saying? Versus somebody that's seasoned, that might have a little situation or a fender bender or whatever. They got a better chance of getting a job with another company than a new driver that has no experience, and as soon as he come out or she comes out, they have a situation or incident. So you guys got to understand that you cannot let people dictate how you operate your truck. It's number one. Number two, you got to give yourself a break, and that's probably number one. Give yourself a break. Expect that you're still on the learning curve. Just because you graduated and you got your CDL don't mean you know nothing about driving a truck. I mean, that's a misconception. Companies, when they hire you, they're hiring you as a licensed driver. They're not hiring you as a professional seasoned driver. They know that you're new, and I'm speaking to new drivers here. They know that you are new, and using that to their benefit, because again, they know they can pay you less than they would pay somebody else. So give yourself a break. Let it play out the way it's supposed to play out. I wish they would tell people this in school when you get out of here, that, hey, you're going to face all kinds of things when you're just starting out. People are going to be mad with you, going to be blowing horns at you, I think that should be told. But now school is, can I say it? It's like a joke, now they're just trying to like they say in school, they're teaching you how to pass the test. They're not teaching you how to drive the truck. That's what the saying is now. And unfortunately, there's a lot of safety things that are not, I think, being disclosed and talked about in school. Not only, what driving life is going to be like for new drivers, the stigma of, I'm going to get the CDL, I'm going to go out here and I'm going to make all this money. I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that. And it is so far from the truth, and I really feel for a lot of new drivers. I've been out here, as a carrier owner now for what, guys, 6 years, 5-6 years. Don't even seem like it's been that long, man. Sheesh. And that's doing it on my own. Okay, when I first started out driving for companies, I didn't drive for companies long, maybe about 4 months, 5 months out of school. And then immediately I was looking for my own truck. I leased my first truck as a lease, wasn't a lease purchase. It was like a lease, just a lease operator. I leased a truck weekly, and was able to kind of call my own shots. I did plenty of videos on that. It's a difference between lease to own, and lease operating. Lease own is you're essentially trying to buy the truck, which a lot of those programs are really not geared for drivers to be successful. I can do a whole nother take on that, but most of those programs are just not really designed for you to be successful. You end up spending a lot more out of pocket in most cases than you do actually making money, right? Where lease operator, you're paying for the truck. You ain't got no intentions on buying a truck. You just got your truck payment. Some have a trailer, some of them don't. My first one, I didn't have a trailer payment. It was just a truck. So it worked out for me. But I knew early in my career that I wanted to do it on my own terms, which a lot of new drivers, you ain't going to have that. You're going to have these companies running you ragged. They're going to be treating you any kind of way. And we all had to go through it at some point in our career, that, we had to kind of, like they say, you got to eat your poop like everybody else. The difference is you just want to choose what poop you're going to eat. And then after you eat your poop, wipe your lips. That's my saying, because you're all going to have to eat a little poop somewhere in our lives, right? And even still to this day, sometimes I have to take loads that I don't want to take to accomplish another goal. And, that's choosing what I'm going to eat and what I'm not going to eat, right? So it's always going to be like that in trucking. I think in life in general, we have to make choices that are the best choices, but it's not always the choice that we want to make. But it is the right choice at that time. And once that time is up, we move on to the next thing. So guys, new drivers, give yourself a break. Give yourself a break. Don't let people frustrate you. Even in school, that's why I think some of these trainers don't even need to be training, because number one, they don't have patience and they're just in it for a job. And the other part of this is, I'm going to go back a little bit. That's why it's easy for people like this young lady to say, you know what, I'm done, I'm quitting, because you got to think about what your why is of why you're in trucking, why you're doing this. Because when your why has to be so much bigger than you. Most of us, we're doing what we're doing because we got families, right? Or we have responsibilities. Our whys in that sense are them, and that's bigger than us. So we will deal with a lot of things for them, right? And when you're doing things just for money, you'll walk away. you'll walk away from it because it's like, you know what, I can go make money somewhere else, which is totally the truth. But when you put time and effort into going to school, dealing with what goes along with that, all schools are not created equal. Some people's school is miserable. They barely make it through. They don't want to go through that again. And when they get out and they successfully obtain their CDLs, they're willing to put whatever it takes to make it work because their end goal is, I'm going to get ahead. This is going to be a career. That's their why. So when they go to their first job or whatever, and it doesn't work out, they're not saying, I'm going to give up. You don't hear a lot of, even with a lot of, I noticed this a lot, and I'm not picking on ladies, but I noticed this a lot with a lot of the female truckers on YouTube that I watch, is when they're starting out, they'll be like, oh, I was with such and such, I left JB Hunt, I went to Estes, I left Estes, I went to this and that. The point is, they're not saying, I just quit trucking. It's usually they went to another company. So the point here is, more than likely, you're going to go through about 5 to 10 companies if you're going to do the company thing before you really find that good home company. An old guy told me that when I first started in my career, actually, and he's like, man, you're going to have, I think his phrase was 5 to 7 companies before you find that good company you're going to be willing to put some time in with. And that's true. I mean, trucking is a revolving door. So go into it with an open mind, go into it with giving yourself a break, go into it knowing that, hey, this could be the right thing for right now, and that's okay. That's okay. The main thing is getting the experience, learning the truck, learning the business, and then as you're in it, figure out what you want from it from that point. Because if you're just chasing the money and you're having issues along the way chasing the money, your experience in trucking is going to be bad. It's just not going to feel good. But when you understand, as they say, and trust the process and know that these are things you're going to go through, you'll have a much better experience. I guarantee you that. And again, you know, as a new driver, be easy on yourself. Be easy on yourself. Don't let people rush you. Don't let people make you sweating and you're trying to back up and you're having issues. You know how many times I've gotten out my truck at shippers to help guys that I could see that were struggling? And that's another thing, you know, we don't do that no more out here. It's kind of hard, like, to catch people to come out and help you. I mean, there's guys out there to do it, but that's what we need to do. We need to come out and start helping. I've helped plenty of guys that I mean, old guys that I thought was seasoned, you know, just looking at him like, oh man, he's an old dude. He probably been doing it a while. Come to find out, I talked to him, oh man, I just started driving about 3 months ago, 4 months ago. It's like, wow, I've had that story numerous times. So don't judge a book by its cover. Just because somebody looks old or look like they know what they're doing don't necessarily mean they know what they're doing. And we have to be more vigilant as drivers when we see that, to understand that maybe they're having a problem. If you see that they're struggling, don't be blowing horns, making it hard for people. They're already nervous, you know, get out and help. So I didn't intend for this video to be 13 minutes long, but I hope if somebody found value in this, and it's going to be plenty more new driver videos coming. It's your boy Q, DZ, the double the easy. I'm out of here.